Hi, I'm Tanya Skinner, and this is my presentation on my personal assessment of how strong I am in soft skills. Soft skills, as you know, are those skills that are needed for success in business that aren't exactly technical or manual skills, but rather personality type skills. I've rated myself on a scale of 1 to 5 in each of the categories. The first one being workplace basics. I give myself a 4 out of 5 on workplace basics. I do consider one of those areas, dependability, to be my strength. I'd give myself a good strong 5 out of 5 on dependability. I am always on time when it comes to work. As a matter of fact, I get to work at 7:30 every day, even though I don't have to be there till 7:45. And I stay late almost every single day, just so students can come in and use the lab or whatever. So I do pride myself on being dependable. If somebody asks me to do something, it gets done. I also believe that meeting deadlines is a strength of mine. I'm a list maker, always writing things down, and I put everything in my Google Calendar so that I know exactly when things need to be done. And I have reminders that pop up and tell me when to do them. Customer service is an area that I'm not as strong in. Of course, customers in what I do right now are students and parents. And I feel like I'm good at dealing with students and parents. But sometimes I do have trouble with patience and being as calm as I should be. So I ranked that one down just a little bit lower. And then finally, in the lowest of this, and this is where I'd give myself like a 3.75, maybe, or a 4, people skills. I feel like I can talk to people at ease. But again, it's not something that I love doing. I'm fine with whole groups and I'm fine if I'm teaching. But as far as my people skills individually, I feel like sometimes I'm kind of awkward around people. Um, Now, of course, grooming and that sort of thing, I'm clean. I make sure that I brush my hair and my teeth every day. But like, I'm not necessarily worried about looking my absolute best. I don't curl my hair or straighten my hair ever, hardly. Um, I don't wear much makeup, so, those areas I'm just not really as focused on. So, that area of workplace basics, I'm not like the best dressed person who looks best all the time, or maybe I would rank myself higher on that area. I gave myself a 4 out of 5 on attitude. I feel like I have a pretty good attitude as far as work goes. I'm always looking for ways to better myself. So I am, like I've said before, I'm a list maker. I make lots of lists so that I make sure that I know what I need to do. But I'm a planner. So in the summer, I take lots of webinars. I like go out of my way to find ways to learn. And I'm always spending time updating my curriculum. I spend time early in the day, late at night, and all summer long working on trying to revise my classes so that they can be the best they can. So I do pride myself on that. I feel like that is part of the drive inside of me that really feeds my attitude. Um, Probably the big problem part of my attitude is that I can get really frustrated sometimes, and then I just wanna quit. And I'm not a quitter, so I don't quit, but I get super frustrated, so sometimes I have to give myself a break from things because it can really start to stress me out. Communication skills, I give myself a good solid 5 out of 5. I believe that my communication skills are pretty good. I usually don't have to rehearse presentations or lectures or anything like that when I give those, and of course, it's a big part of my job is communicating. Um, I would say my verbal communication skills are pretty strong. I have to watch my sarcasm because I know that sometimes people don't quite get that. So I have to be very careful about that part of me because I'm kind of a sarcastic person. I'm a bit of a loner, so I think that's just part of my loner part that comes out, but I do have to watch that part of it. But as far as verbal skills go, I feel like I'm a good speaker. I feel like I am good at explaining things in a way that people can understand them. Part of that is because my dad was a pastor. So having a dad who was a preacher teacher, I grew up around that all the time. I have a very strong voice, a projecting voice, and I feel like I speak pretty clearly. Although sometimes people say I talk too fast. And then I even have a YouTube channel where I do tutorials for people on how to do various software programs or accomplish various tasks using specific software. And so I feel like that is another way to show that I have good verbal skills. I also give myself a 5 on writing. My writing skills are pretty strong. You can't see, it's covered up on the bottom corner there, but there's a little spell check icon and a little person. That stands for my mama. When I was growing up, my mom always made me look up everything. So I'm a really good speller because I've always had to look everything up and learn how to spell it. We didn't have spell check back in the typewriter days. I'm a fast typist, so I can write quickly. When I was in college, I could pull an all-nighter like nobody else. If I needed to pop out 10 pages overnight, I could do that. I could sit down and do the research on Friday, write a paper all night on Saturday. Um, so I'm pretty good at writing. I've always scored well in that area. And I really think that you're a good writer if you're a good reader. And I was always a good reader growing up. I actually used to get in trouble because I used to read by flashlight in bed. So that's what that little flashlight's about on there. And then as far as nonverbal goes, I'd give myself a 4 out of 5 on nonverbal communication. My face is one of those resting faces that's not real happy looking. So I feel like I have to make a concerted effort to smile a lot so that people don't think I'm mad. But I am good with the eye contact when I'm giving presentations. I'm good with looking at people when I'm having conversations with you. I try to really tune into the person. Unless I'm on my phone, and then my family will tell you, you cannot even have a conversation with me because I can't listen to you at all. So my oopsie on that one would be my phone. Teamwork, I give myself a 4 out of 5. Well, really probably a 3.5. I gave myself a 4 on the big number and a 3.5 on the little number because I couldn't find a half star. I am a good team player. If I'm working in a team, our work will get done, but I prefer to be a leader. I have a little bit of trouble with the whole we're all in this together thing, because I have trouble seeing other people's point of view if I already have my decision made. So when I get into a team, I want to take charge. I want us to decide on what our roles are going to be. I just can't handle a messy team where people don't know what they're going to do and who's going to do what. And that frustrates me. So that's why I give myself a little bit of a lower rating here. I'm on the struggle bus when I'm put on teams where I don't get to choose who I get to be with. If I'm working with a friend and I know their skills, it's not so bad, but I do struggle a little bit there. And I think I get a little cranky and I shut down a bit. That's my little weird shutdown guy there. When there's too much criticism or conflict, I'm just sort of like, okay, I'm done. And I just kind of shut down. And I know that's something that I have to really work on. So in my teamwork skills, I'm somewhere between a 3.5, 4. And then I give myself a 5 for problem solving. I feel like I'm really good at solving problems, not necessarily like people's emotional problems kinds of things, but problems at work. I feel like I have a really good vision for problem solving. Um, I'm kind of competitive in my personal life, and I think that really leads to good problem solving skills because I kind of see things as a game. So if there's a problem at work or we need to figure something out, I will take charge of that quickly and I sort of make it a game for myself. Just as I mentioned, I make lists. Well, when it comes to problem solving, that's what I do. It's like a game where I make a list and I have to check off each little thing. And then we just know that we're progressing through and we're going to get to that solution. So I'm good at finding solutions. I feel like I have a really good vision for things. And part of that problem solving is that I exercise it a lot. I do word puzzles every night before I go to bed. Sit down on my Kindle and I have word puzzles that I like to play. I just think that's really good brain exercise. I love mind benders and teasers, and I like to watch shows that do that sort of thing too. So, and then a good example of my problem solving skills in action when I got hired to teach at Orion High School, there they were really far behind on technology. And so the superintendent really wanted me to try to be creative in coming up with solutions for fixing that. And I didn't have a budget. So it really came down to me working really hard at finding free tools and ways to teach my students and to get them to excel in FBLA without any money. And I was really good at it too. So I think I'm good at problem solving and finding creative solutions. So my overall strength or my overall analysis of my soft skills is I feel like soft skills are a strength for me. Communication being my strongest strength, teamwork being the area that I really probably need to work a little bit more on. But I would rate myself excellent when it comes to my soft skills.